So Stephen, squad named, and I suppose just go through some of the ins and outs. And I suppose some of the players unavailable to you, unfortunately, no Caoimhin and no Enda or Adam as well.
And Darragh Lenihan, of course, so yeah, they're very unfortunate. Enda, his calf injury, Idah had to go and have another operation, exploratory operation. So those are just unfortunate for the players, because they're important parts of our future.
Just on, I suppose there's no Caoimhin. I know this goes back to June, and Liverpool had their say. You had your say. I presume at this stage, has there been much dialogue with Liverpool about Caoimhin's availability, or has that situation been cleared up?
Yeah, I mean, the medical teams have been communicating. I think Caoimhin was terrific in the games. If he tweaked anything in the Ukraine game, it wasn't evident from his display, or from his display, and certainly wasn't something we were aware of. And I know he went back training with Liverpool, but the good news is he's nearly back, and he'll be back soon, and hopefully he's back in the squad for November.
Is that something you talk to Jurgen Klopp with, or how does that work as regards sort of clearing that situation, or is it one that you just leave up to the medical staff?
Yeah. As I say, we're happy with the squad we've got. Caoimhin, we played really well against Ukraine. You couldn't see any evidence of injury, and we've no medical notes of an injury in that period, where the medical team were very thorough. They write everything down, so it's interesting.
Just on, I suppose, one big name return, I suppose Ireland fans will be delighted to see Robbie Brady back in. As good as it is to see him back in, I presume you can back up the reasons why he's back in.
Yeah, I think all things being equal, Robbie Brady is, one of our better players, and the talent that he possesses is a joy to watch sometimes. But obviously his body hasn't allowed him to perform at a level for a few years now, and he's still only 30, and he hasn't played for us for 18 months because of his injuries and lacking matches. He's gone to Preston and performed exceptionally well, it must be said, in the left wing back role, and did very, very creative from that position, and sees things very early, great delivery, and has shown a level of fitness that's been impressive. So that he's in on merit.
I suppose, look, it's great for Robbie to be back, but I suppose how much of a boost is it for you, because this is a very young team, it's a young squad, a new style of play really to what Ireland's been doing previously. You've backed them on that, but to have Robbie in, I know there's all the experience, you got James, you got Shane, but to have that little bit of experience around what is a young group.
We've a good balance between experienced players now, particularly coming from our captain Seamus Coleman and Shane Duffy and John Egan and players like that, Jeff Hendrick, Conor Hurahan. So we've good experienced players, but obviously we've got these exciting players that with speed in our attack, and that can and talent in those attacking areas that can really make a difference. And they did, of course, against Scotland here, which is special night for us, and we can build on that in the Ukraine, and we want to build on that in these games here. And we're excited about the European Championship draw coming in a couple of weeks, and we know that between March and November next year it'll be decided whether we go to the European Championships in Germany, and that those 5 windows will determine whether we go. And these 2 games against Scotland and Armenia still give us a chance of finishing second in the group, which can potentially give you a playoff depending on permutations for the European Championship. So they're important games, and we want to do well.
You just mentioned there, Seamus, I suppose, any concern with the lack? I know it's early on the season, it's only been 6, but there's going to be less Premier League games between now and when the squad meet up, but any concern with the lack of football that the 2 obvious options on the right side of Matt and Seamus have played this year?
Yeah, listen, it's not ideal when players are not playing for periods, and that is not ideal for sure, but we can't have one blanket rule for everyone. We have to treat every position individually, really, and there's some competition for places in some areas is very strong, and so we'll judge that over the week.
You touched on it there, but how important is it? I presume 6 points is the target. Like you said, it's the last window before the big business. Not that the Nations League isn't big business, but let's say the bigger business starts with the qualification in March.
Yeah, we've got Scotland, of course, and Scotland have a formidable squad. They've a lot of players playing the top end of the Premier League, and they've already been in the European Championships. So they've a formidable squad. So we'll have to be, it'll be an amazing result to go to Hampden and try and get a win, back-to-back wins. That has to be the objective, but it'll be a real difficult achievement.
And just as regards to squad, so you're happy with the squad? Plenty of options in there.
Yeah, I think we've got. It's a smaller squad, obviously, 27-man squad in the 4-game window. This is only a 2-game window, so we have good competition for. I think one of the things that the influx of 16 new debutants in that 18-month period is that it all of a sudden creates more options, competition for places, and now that's what we want, because inevitably you will get injuries like we did with Enda Stevens and Idah and Darragh Lenihan and so forth. So that's the way it goes.
Good stuff. Best of luck in the games.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.